Suppose we look at this horizontal sales spreadsheet, each field with the inventory and sales of various devices for each month throughout the year. Now, let's say I want to find the inventory and sales for smartphones during the month of May. Of course, I can just search through the table and pinpoint the figures manually. But that is not practical, as it is easy to make a mistake, especially if we are working with tables that are several times larger than this one. This is where Hlookup comes in. Hlookup makes it easy to locate the values you're looking for by creating a kind of search bar that will automatically look for the search value and present it to you. To use Hlookup, you will need to follow a simple process. You start by understanding the table structure and then applying the Hlookup syntax. Here is a practical example of how you can do that. In this example, we want to find the sales and inventory of smartphones in the month of May. Smartphones will be in the rows and May will be in one of the columns. Using the basic Hlookup syntax that was explained earlier, we will now apply the syntax to create a Hlookup function. We start by selecting the lookup value, and since we're looking for the inventory and sales of the month of May, we select May as the lookup value. Now we apply the Hlookup formula below. We start by clicking the equal sign, which is how you start writing a formula in Excel. You then type Hlookup and click enter. Make sure the bracket is open. You then select the lookup value, which for this example is the month of May. You then click on comma to move on to the next step. You then select the table array, which is the entire table. What the table array does is to look up a match for the lookup value in the selected area and return a matching value. And in this case, the table array is the entire table. So we highlight the entire table. Now you then click comma to move on to the next step. Now for this step, we look for the row index number, which is the value at which the formula is going to return. It is numbered according to the table array, so the first row is for the column, headings, the second row for laptop inventory, and so on and so forth. I then click on 4, as I want the smartphone inventory of the month of May to be visible. This will make sure that the smartphone inventory value is what is returned. Now click on to move on to the last step. Now this last step is to choose whether you want the value returned to be true, which will give you an approximate match, or false, which will return an exact match. We are going to type false, as we want an exact match to be returned. Now close the bracket and then click enter. This now automatically returns the smartphone inventory of the month of May. And if you select another month, let's say you select June, it will automatically switch the smartphone inventory data from May to June. Back to May. Now for the sales, we do the same thing we did for the smartphone inventory, except we are going to change the row number from 4 to 5. Now, to make sure it works, you can input any month in the table to see if it returns the corresponding sales and inventory on the table. That is the power of Hlookup, making data searches in a horizontal table more efficient and reducing the chance of manual errors. Now, for the last lesson for this section, we are going to combine the Hlookup function with an if-error statement. In some cases, using Hlookup can return an error, such as when the value you are searching for doesn't exist in the table. For example, let's say a month is missing, or you made a typing error. To handle this more gracefully, you can use the if-error statement to prevent these errors from appearing and replace them with custom messages or alternate values. Basically, what the if-error function does is check for errors and allow you to replace them with a more user-friendly message or value. Here's the syntax. The syntax consists of the value and the value if-error statement, where the value statement is the formula or expression you want to check for errors, which in this case will be the Hlookup formula. And the value if-error statement is the result you want to display if there is an error. What we want to do is essentially insert the Hlookup function into the if-error statement as a